Hello, it's Cami from Tidbits. Now today's DIY project is going to be really fun because I have no idea if it's actually going to work. But according to online resources, you can age metal by soaking it in vinegar. I found that very intriguing. Let's give it a try, shall we? So the item that I want to age and add some old world patina to is this shiny silver candelabra. I think that's how you say it. For years, I have been on the hunt for a vintage candelabra. You know, the ones that you see that look like Lumiere. But every time I would finally run into one at an antique store, the prices were not really in my budget. I decided to go ahead and buy a new, more affordable one off of Amazon when I saw this project that I wanted to do from a book that I want to share with you today. My dear friend Jamie from the blog So Much Better with Age just released her new book, French Vintage Decor. I've had the opportunity to meet her on a couple occasions and was delighted when she asked me to review this book and see if there was a project that I wanted to do inside of it. Her photography is stunning and I would have expected nothing less from Jamie. The project I wanted to try was this drippy candle technique. Now it's beautiful, but the problem that I have is that I didn't have a cool vintage candelabra. Hence my reason for buying one and the desire to add some patina. So in the name of science, let's see if vinegar will in fact age this silver aluminum nickel candelabra. It may or may not work. So the supplies for this project are minimal. We're just going to try some distilled white vinegar, and I've got a couple of glass Pyrex pans where I can lay the parts of this candelabra down inside so it can soak for a day or two. We'll just kind of see how this goes. Alright, so we let this candelabra sit in the vinegar for about a week because we couldn't really tell if it was doing anything, so we just let it sit in there. So after that time, we drained out the vinegar, and I was pleased to see that it did darken the metal, and it has more of an aged feel than it did in the first place, that's for sure. My goal here is to kind of get it to look like this old French style picture that I found in an antique store. You can see how some of the metal's darker and it's kind of spotted. So we're gonna play a little bit more with this finish. Now I think if you just wanted to darken the metal a bit, this method seems to work great. But we're gonna go a step further. We got this muriatic acid and tested it on a couple of pieces. And we're gonna have to be really careful with that stuff, but when we just barely dip these into that muriatic acid, we could tell that it is chipping off the finish. And so we're gonna do this with the rest of the pieces and see if we can't get more of a chipped metal look to make it look even more authentically aged. So let's give that a try. So we've put the candelabra back together, and I just have to say that muriatic acid is no joke, so please follow the safety guidelines from the manufacturer. Ventilation is absolutely key. So it definitely blackened and took off some of the silver. What we wish we would have done is one piece at a time so that we could have worked faster at removing the pieces from the acid. It would have helped us control the process a bit better, as we did end up with some darker black spots on the pieces. But in spite of it all, I am very, very pleased with the results and the really cool old world patina that we were able to achieve on this brand new candelabra. I think I would call that a successful science experiment. Now I'm off to try the drippy candle technique shared in the French Vintage Decor book, which I talked about earlier. I will leave a link below if you would like to grab the book for yourself, and also check out Jamie's website. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow along for more inspiration for do-it-yourself living. Thanks.